Hey, good morning, everyone. We're going to get a little early here, trying to get this done for the weekend. Make sure you like it, share it. The shares are huge. Seriously, the shares are absolutely huge. If you could do that on Facebook and share it, that'd be great. If you're on YouTube, like, subscribe. I'm not sure we got our 1,000 subscribers yet. We still got to work on that. Oh, only 100 more. I think we'll just do an email blast September. Hey, good evening, everyone. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, flying solo a little bit here. But I do want to go over a couple things with you guys. And we're going to call tonight, You're Not So Special. So, I've been doing phone calls for the Mastermind special that we're running, which by the time you hear this, should be the last night or very close to the last night. So hopefully Rick will run this on Friday night and Monday night. And to get in on the special, you got to text Mastermind to 281-401-9008, 281-401-9008. Just lock your place in, and as long as we can get the payments in the next 7 days after the Labor Day, we're good, right? But lock in before Labor Day. All right. I've done many phone calls, and it's the same two types of people. And we talk about this in our webinar online. We talk about it. We do our live events. And here's where it's breaking down. For those of you that are looking at the Mastermind, these are probably one of the two categories you're going to fall into. At least 80% of you guys now. One, you are an engineer or a technician, and you work in the oil and gas world. And you're looking at your retirement, and you're like, that's not going to work. I'm getting paid very, very well right now. That's not going to work for me. And you're going to be, what are we going to do, right? And so you're thinking about real estate, and you maybe have started buying one or two properties, or you're thinking about buying some properties. You've been listening to us typically for more than 6 months. You like that we shoot straight. Everyone's telling me, guys, I like that you guys really shoot straight. We like it. I'm like, great. And then here are the two catches. One, well, I've already spent money. I've already spent a lot of money. I spent $10,000 here, and I spent $6,000 here, and I went to this group over here for $25,000, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you dumped $45,000, $50,000, $25,000. I'm really sorry that happened. You know, maybe you got to this point with that knowledge, but clearly it's not enough. And it's not enough. There's no other group out there doing what we're doing. Right? No one out there doing what we're doing. Bringing deals, bringing money, bringing contractors, getting the back office set up, all that stuff, helping folks move forward in a legitimate and a very measured way forward. And so, again, you're an engineer type, you like what we say, you know you should do it, you want to do it, but you've already dumped money on programs that didn't work, and gurus and books and tapes and all that other stuff, and I get it. That's not me. That's not Mr. Texas Real Estate. We have a 94% return rate here. We have a 98% action rate here. Everyone is doing deals or investing in deals, moving forward, and again, 94% of my group renews for year 2. And 100% of them renew for year 3. I get it. That guru sold you a bag of goods and they're long gone, and you don't know who the coach was because the coach got fired by the industry and he doesn't work there anymore, and he's back selling AT&T's phone service somewhere in Tulsa, but he was your coach. And you're like, wait a minute, what the heck happened here? Well, you got taken. I don't know how else to say it. But that's not us. Stop comparing me to those guys. That's not us. That's not what we do. We are a group of individuals who are all heading down the same path. We have the same goals in mind. We want a rental portfolio. Some of us want 10 to 20. Some people want 100 to 200. But usually in that first group, the engineer, the guy who's already bought classes, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 properties already, kind of struggling now, not figuring it out because the last guru told him how to get loans and now he can't get any more loans, and the other guru told him how to find deals and now he can't find any deals because those gurus aren't really doing it. That's not me. That is not me. Mr. Texas Real Estate is doing deals, presenting deals. I just put out a 7.6 cap this morning to our group. 7.6 cap, small apartment, but one that will cash flow and give money for the rest of your life. That went out to the group this morning. I got a 3-unit in Texas City for $60,000 a door. That just went out to the group last night. Both require work. I got another single family, 5 single families. That'll be going out to the group on Monday. We bring deals. We have contractors. We do the construction at a reasonable rate. It's cost plus 20 to 28% depending on how big and how many professionals I have to bring in. But cost plus 25%. That's what we do. We hook you up with the right insurance company, with the right mortgage companies, with the right agents, with the right accountants. We want to see you prosper. We want to see you become real estate millionaires, as well as keeping your job. So here's the deal. If that's you, if I just described you, you're tech, you're an engineer, you're a professional here in Houston, typically in the oil and gas world, or just one ring out, right? Text Mastermind at 281-401-9008. And then we'll just set up a phone call. And here's what I'm doing for those guys. We have a group. Our mastermind is, 60% just wonks, right? Guys that love the data, love reading all the numbers, love the calculations, love the spreadsheets, just love it, love it, love it. They're absolute wonks in what they do every day. And you need those guys really because they save lives and make you ultimately profitable. But these are guys who day in and day out are looking at numbers and data and doing calculus and trigonometry and all the stuff that makes sense when you're dealing, 15 to 2,500 feet under the sea, right? You just let me know. I'll hook you up with 4 of them that are already in the group. Because they've all been where you are. So I'll just do that. That's the easiest way for me. We'll have a little call. I'll put you on an email list with 4 guys who are all exactly where you are right now, 6, 7, 8, 12 months ago. And you're going to understand really, really quickly with that, like, we're not that guy, the guy that you were afraid of, the guy that took your money the last time. We're not that guy. So text 281-401-9008. Text the word mastermind. We'll get on the phone. We'll do a quick phone call. And then I'll introduce you to the 4 engineer guys, technician types that we have in our group. We've got many. These are 4 that have the time to talk. And you can talk to them. It's really that simple. Because you're going to find out really fast, like, hey, they're just like me. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Hey, guys, this is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. We'll be back. Whew, it's hot in here. Oh, I'm drinking caffeine. That's what always does it. I always start sweating, and I'm like, why am I hot and sweaty? And I just killed some coffee. Okay, let's go. Hey, welcome back, everyone. Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, this is going to be the last time we really harp on this. You should be hearing this either on Friday or Monday night. We have a special going on in our mastermind. It's $2,500 off year 1 and $2,500 off year 2. Text Mastermind to 281-401-9008. We do small apartments. We do single families. We build out your portfolio so that retirement looks pretty good. Or the second group of people we've been talking to, you could do this. Basically, people that want to escape their day job. So, first segment, I talked about all the engineer wonks, all the detailed techie guys that understand, but they're a little hesitant because they've gotten ripped off before. Like to the T. Every single one of the people who fit that category have said, yeah, but I joined this other group and they promised me properties and they're not really good, or I was told to go to this wholesaler and the wholesaler, these deals are horrible. I'm like, I have a 2.0 DSCR, debt service coverage ratio. What that means is 1 month of rent will cover 2 months of mortgage payments. And I'm putting that out to the group. Please tell me if you've gotten that from anyone else that you've talked to. No? Oh, okay. I'm not that guy. Now, here's the next person that's calling up and we're doing phone calls with. Hey, I've been in real estate for a few years now. Great. And I can see it. Great. But I'm having a hard time transitioning from my day job to full-time real estate property owner investor. Yep. We get it. If anyone knows that world, it's me. So I do real estate. I went out. I bought 10 properties. I bought 11 properties. I bought 4 properties. But I'm also an active agent. I've got 4 listings, but I still can't figure a way to quit my day job. Okay. We can help with that. Here's a God's honest truth. It's going to suck for a little bit of time. This is a scenario where you're going to have to take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. But again, I understand that better than anyone else. And that's the suck part where you got to take a step back. You've got to get through this as quickly as possible. Right? What I'm hearing people tell me is, I'm almost more uncomfortable than I am comfortable. Great. You're almost there. I need a little kick in the ass. Okay, we can kick you in the ass. I need help figuring out how to transition, how to keep the lifestyle that I want. Well, that's the problem. And then we start breaking it down. And we might find ways to create more income that you're already missing up, just opportunities you're passing on right now. Yeah, Rob, I work with some investors. I see what they're doing. I'm in the real estate business, and I want to figure out a way to get into this full time. Great. We can help you. That's the second person, because we've done it before. And we've got people that are already doing it in our group, that are already doing it more successfully than Jason and I. I keep telling folks, we're not the top dogs in our group. And we're top 15%, but we're not number 1 in our group. And there are going to be folks that are going to be able to help you move up and through that little 6 months of transition. We can help you there. But same thing. Well, I've done some business coaching, and I've talked to these guys, and I'm on this webinar, the guy out of Bay Area. It's like, yeah, I get it all. I'm not that guy. I'm going to put it out like it is. And like they say, you're going to have to embrace the suck. Hopefully it's only 6 months. We can just embrace it and then break through and move forward. Multiple guys have called me on that. Like real estate works well, still have a day job, trying to figure out how to transition full time. I get it. You're definitely going to need Jason's help. Because in that world, it's all about smart marketing. Not just throwing money at stuff, but smart marketing. And on the other side of it, in your personal life, you're going to talk to me. Because there are going to be some months that really sucks. And we'll get through it. Again, I can guarantee you there's no coach out of the 800 number in Utah who's going to be able to help you with that stuff. The 801 number, right? 801 is Utah. Yeah. You see that 801 call, and I'm like, uh-oh. It's either network marketing or some real estate coaching. Anyway, listen, those are the 2 people we've been talking to all for the last 2 weeks since we set up the little calendar thing, and We're getting these people. It's all the same. There's a couple of people who are just like, hey, I'm just trying to figure out what you guys do. Okay, well, we do this, this, and this. Ah, okay, well, I do this. All right, well, that's not a good fit, but thanks for the phone call. But the other calls have been, hey, I'm an engineer. I do tech stuff. I work in the field, or I work out on rigs, or I do this, and I'm off and on 14 days here, 10 days there. Like, got it. Just trying to figure out how to, yep, got it. Understood. Other guy, hey, I like real estate. I've been doing it. I just can't figure out how to move on to, full time. Okay, let's sit down and talk about lifestyle, what you really got, what you really want. Those two folks have been hitting us up a ridiculous amount. Both of them, or both of you, are slow to react. I'll come back for the next break. We're going to talk about that. But I do want to talk to you just again about this special, and this is the last time I'm going to go into the details on it. We have a mastermind. The mastermind is a group of individuals that are moving towards building their own portfolios out, rental portfolios. For the most part, it's residential, but some commercial. And these are folks that are, most people have a day job, most people have a good FICO and have capital to deploy, or are going to be coming into capital and ready to deploy it. And so we bring them in, and we set up a 3, 5, or 7 year sort of path, and we start working the path. We ask you again to have a 6-figure job and 700 plus FICO and about $50,000 to deploy. And if you have that, we want to bring you into the mastermind. The mastermind normally costs $12,500 for year 1. It's now $10,000. Normally costs $7,500 for year 2. It's now $5,000. And then it costs $5,000 year 3, $2,500 year 4, and it's free thereafter. The price goes down because you're going to have more and more experience, so you become more valuable to the group. And we've only been doing this for 2 years, about 2.5 years, and we already have 2 people that are already all in for the rest of their lives. We have people that are freely, again, we closed 94% into the second year and 100% into the third year. So people join and they stay. They don't stay because they have nothing to do. They stay because they're actually working and making progress by taking action. They stay because they see people just like them right around them who are also doing deals. And that's one thing to see, Jason strut on stage and, he's looking pretty lean these days and up there talking about MBA and all these big businesses and all this stuff. And sometimes maybe it doesn't connect. But if you're sitting with the guy and you think the guy in the cubicle next to you is doing it, then you can do it. The guy who's in the or woman who's in the cubicle next to you is doing it, then you can do it. So we're running that special. Text Mastermind to 281-401-9008. Text Mastermind to 281-401-9008. And it's really simple. When we're done with the conversation, either stroke a credit card or write a check and come on in. All right, guys, we'll be back.
Show. If I remember, I'll let you know. Huh? Oh, you're the guest? Oh, no. Well, come on down then. All right. I guess Jet's on the show today.
Yeah.
We're not on Facebook yet, are we?
Yep. I've already started. We're 2 segments in. We got to get this thing going for.
Oh, well,
sell.
Alex is our guest.
Who?
Alex of Jet with Jet is our guest today.
Who's Alex?
Yeah, Alex.
Oh yeah, we'll do another show.
Okay. I got to leave to go over to Warehouse 72 here and.
We actually have to go over to the other place because we need to sign a contract today.
Oh, we can do that. I mean, it's kind of on the way.
Yeah.
And then I don't know where the beer thing is anyway.
My 2 o'clock got canceled, so I'm good.
Okay.
We can push it a little bit later. Our 2 o'clock gig. Hey, welcome back. Robert and Jason here at the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Jason, I've been telling the folks that they're not special.
Uh-oh.
That the phone calls that we're getting to join the mastermind are coming down to one of 2 people.
Okay.
One, I'm an engineer or technician in the oil and gas industry. My 401k is not going to make it. I've already bought a couple deals, but I've also been through 2 or 3 different gurus, and I'm not happy with what I got over there. Mm-hmm. And the second one is, hey, I'm kind of in real estate, and I can see it. How do I do this full time? How do I leave that day job and just forget all that and move right into real estate full time, build my portfolio while getting commission on other ones?
So, you know what's funny is I see these messages going back in our mastermind group where you posted yesterday like, hey, we need our nerds because we got a bunch of engineers in our group. Which one of you guys want to reach out to the...
So that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
if you're a wonk, if you're an engineer guy, here's the holdup with these guys. One, they're slow to react anyway.
I was one of these guys. I mean, I was a science guy, so I get it.
Terribly slow to move forward.
Yeah.
Right? It's just their nature. But they also know there's a $5,000 special, so they are prudent.
Yeah.
So they're
like,
moving
okay,
now. Now all of a sudden they're like unfreezing, right?
Yeah. How long can I wait to get across the finish line?
Right. I'll go all the way. If I get the credit card link, then I can wait all the way till midnight, on Monday. It's like, okay.
All right. You can do that.
Yeah, we get
no
it.
one's going to... I will not be answering your call because we will be on the lake. So... Good luck, guys.
So, but that guy, so we're hooking him up with the other folks in the group. We're just like, yeah, let him talk. Because everyone in the group now laughs at it, right?
Oh, they all think it's hilarious.
But I was on the phone yesterday with a guy who was really earnest about it, and his voice is cracking a few times because he's super nervous.
Yeah.
He's like, but I've already done this group. I'm like, well, then go back to them and get deals.
Yeah,
what do you want me to do, right?
Yeah, I'm not... what are you coming to my group for?
I'm sorry that the group you paid $25,000 isn't giving you 2.0 DSCR deals.
What does that have to do with me?
Right.
It's the classic, oh, man, if I lived this world. It's the classic, well, the last guy I dated, I'm like, well, what does that have to do with me?
That's what I kept saying, not me.
Not me. What does that have to do with me? It's that.
Right. Hey, this guy's in Utah. I was like, yeah, I'm not. I'm right over here in Hollister. The big white building. You can't miss it.
You can see it from the freeway.
Right. Come in, and people just walk in here all the time.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Great new partners coming in. So, yeah, listen, guys, this is it. You've got, hopefully Rick will run this on Friday night, maybe Monday night. So you guys have got it, right? 281-401-9008, text mastermind. And then the other person who's trying to move forward into real estate and try and quit their day job, the problem with them is the comfort level.
Yes.
It's like, hey, my day job pays me $150,000. How do I get real estate to $150,000? And it's like, yeah, that's going to suck. There's a gap in there.
So here's the way I like to approach those guys is, do you hate your day job because you don't have any other options? That's really what the problem is. So a lot of times when I love consulting with those guys. It's like, hey, man, look, here's the deal. Let's get you a couple of houses and you see the rental income coming in and, you and your spouse are, you've saved a little bit of money. You got a decent 401k. Let's take the fear out of a job loss. And what ends up happening, and I kid you not, this has happened 100% of the time. Mm-hmm. You start buying some real estate. You start making a little money in real estate. You start realizing, wow, I made $1 million in equity this year by buying 10 houses, right? And so what's fascinating is you stop caring about the nonsense at work.
Yes.
And here's what happens. I'm telling you, 100% of the time, you get a promotion. It happens every single time. Every single one of our guys, they start working. They're like, yeah, I just bought an apartment complex. Just got this going on. Because you're not focused on Susie from accounting.
Sure.
You're on some cross-functional work team for some new HRMS, right? And it's a nightmare because these people get paid by the email. And you're like, this has nothing to do with my job. Why did I take this promotion at corporate? It's ridiculous. And then you start focusing on real estate.
Yep.
And then you stop caring about Susie from accounting and keep sending all these nonsense emails.
Right.
You stop caring about the employee that's a moron that you're about to fire, right? Yeah. So you start doing real estate. Everybody sees that. There's like a new breadth of confidence. You walk in the office, hey, what's going on, guys? Right. I really don't have time to listen.
I'm a millionaire, dude.
I'm a millionaire. I really don't care, right? So the reality is that then you start getting this new level of confidence. And,
sure.
And it's so covert. Like no one picks up on it.
Yep.
It's completely subconscious, right? I'll tell you right now, I'm reading this fascinating book. I was up till like 2 a.m. reading this thing, and I'm like, I got to go to bed. But anyway, and it talks a lot about this sort of stuff. But I've seen it in our group where it's like you start doing good in real estate, and then you don't really care about the job. And then you know what ends up happening? You stay at the job, you get a promotion, you're like, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that. You go to your boss like, I like these 6 things, I don't like these 4. And he goes, well, why don't we get rid of those 2? And then we'll give you 2 more things that you like. You're like, okay, sounds good. I'm going to stick around.
Right.
It's happened with every single one of the folks in our mastermind. You end up making more money. You end up getting a promotion. That's why we tell people, don't leave your job, say, screw the man. No, it's crazy, right? So 100% of the time, you join, this is one of the side benefits of the mastermind. 100% of the time, you will get a promotion or get paid more money. Guaranteed.
Well, the other thing is if you don't like your job, there's 40 other guys who work in the oil and gas industry who know when hiring and other jobs are coming up. It's like,
well, that's actually a really good point. Inside our mastermind, somebody will send a message like, hey, I think I'm getting downsized or something's happening. They're like, hey, Bob, let me introduce you to a buddy of mine. Like, you're kind of in this kind
plans just got finalized. We're 18 months out. Sounds like you could join us.
Yeah, why don't you guys come on over? We're in the mastermind. Cool guy. I'm a cool guy. Let's go. Let's go do it. So it's kind of this little, I don't want to call it a fraternal order, but it's kind of one of this little.
It's a fellowship.
It is definitely a little fellowship, right?
It's a fellowship. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I always think is funny. Like with the guy that's doing really well, I'm like, don't leave your, just trust me on this.
I have the most fun with the engineer types, because they've never been spoken to the way I talk to them.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Hey, dumbass, this is a great deal. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
And they're like, what?
What? No one talks to me like that.
And then I'm joking about it, and they're like, hey, I was looking at the wall, and the texture isn't quite right. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
We're not retexturing. You're just going to go ahead and rent it, and you're not going to get any less rent because the texture is of different sizes. Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? It's funny. You got to like break them.
Yeah.
Like there's a little bit of that. Well, this isn't right. No, bro. Trust me. Nobody cares.
Right. I'm just trying to get pictures taken so I can get the tenants in here.
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Do you want this painted or do you want tenants?
Yeah.
Let me know what you want, right? Because I'll get to this in 4 to 5 weeks. Because I'm not coming down here just to paint you and just to settle this uncontrollable itch that you have right in the middle of your brain that you can't sleep at night because the texture's not quite perfect.
So there's 1 or 2 reasons why that happens. One is they get fixated on the wrong stuff.
Sure. Absolutely.
Right? It's like
it's an excuse to not to look at the right stuff.
And that's and then that's number 2 is, wow, okay, now it's about to go on the market and I'm scared I can't get a tenant. I'm like, no, we're going to the next step.
Let's go.
We're going to the next step.
Right.
And then we get a lot of the guys that are in our group. They're these engineer types, and they're a total pain on those first couple of deals. And then it's like
I'm trying to calm people down in my organization. I'm like, don't worry, it's just a second one. Just
I know.
Don't
it's
worry.
like it's almost as painful as childbirth. It's like you've got to be kidding me, bro. Like, just buy the stupid house.
We're gonna talk more about that. That'll be fun in the next segment here. This is Robert and Jason with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey guys, check us out on our website, mrtxre.com. Trust me, there are some big announcements happening in September into October. We are going contrary to the flow of other folks in this market, as we normally do. So you definitely want to go ahead and get notified, get on the email list, go to the Facebook group, go to the Facebook channel, go to the YouTube channel, all that good stuff. Check us out, mrtxre.com. We'll be back.
Hey, Alex, we're going to do one more,
And we're going to bring you in.
and then we're going to bring you in, but you can't hear us. Yeah, go ahead and fire it up. Welcome to the show, Jason Bible, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Yeah, so you get these guys in, and you got to kind of break them in, right? Yeah. And by deal number 2, the end of deal number 2, then they're broken in, and then they just turn into animals. Yeah. And they come, and then you start posting deals in our mastermind group, or at the Monday night deal I do here, just for mastermind members. It's Jason's Deal Hunt or whatever we call it. And then they just turn into animals. They're like, I'll take that one and that one and that one. You're like, whoa, Bob, slow down. Let's slow it down a little bit.
So let's go back to. So let's talk about. We'll talk about a guy who's not our sponsor, who we'd like to have as a sponsor. Fast Track, right? We love to.
Yes.
So Elijah is probably the most patient.
I don't know how he does it.
Nicest guy in the world, right? He's just one of those nice guys, and I've only really truly met a handful of true nice guys. One of them works with us, and the other one's Elijah. And there's a couple of Elijah's truly a nice guy, right?
He does a lot of Bible study to endure the nonsense of this industry.
But you know what? And I don't want to go down that road, but if you ask me, who's a model of a Christianity, I would point to Elijah. Right? He's one of those guys, right?
Jeff was the same way.
Yeah, and then Rick in our mastermind's another guy, or it's a couple. Anyway, but who am I to judge? So they give like 2 choices, right? They go through like every little piece on the wall, and they do this really intense walk. And we are just the opposite. We're like, hey, man, we're going to put in what we want to put in. We're going to paint it the colors we want to paint it. And you get...
you don't get a choice.
You get one punch walk. That's it. So blue tape it up. We're going to fix it, and then we're going to get it rented, right?
But don't call me later.
Call me later, and don't... And there's always a mission creep with those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we probably should put new faucets in. No. We're done, man. There's no change orders at this point. We're going.
There's a little bit of paint on the hinges at the front door.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, dude.
I was like, well, you can scrape it off if you want. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, but Robbie, workmanship. I'm like, it's not about the workmanship, man. Wait till you see what this looks like on the turn.
Yeah.
What do you see after, the family has moved out in 3 years? How horrible this is going to be, right?
Yeah.
So please, let's just get through it, right? We take care of all the stuff that could cause damage. So the angle stops and the tamper-proof outlets, and we put LED lights in, and we don't put dishwashers in, and we don't put garbage disposals in. We really maintain that maintenance list and make it so that it's going to move through. But holy cow, we're not flipping these houses, guys.
Yeah, it's the classic, and you hear this. It's one of these kind of this common knowledge thing, and it is totally true. Oh. On your first couple of deals, if you're not working with somebody like this, you over rehab every single time. Oh my God!
Do I need stainless steel appliances? Absolutely not.
What are you talking about?
We don't even need new appliances.
Yeah.
Like what? I'm like, yeah, because they're gonna break. We're gonna service them.
Yeah. Who cares? Buy the used ones. They last 3 to 5 years.
3 years. Get the guy to give you a 2-year warranty on it. You're good.
Yeah, you're good to go. Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. They'll look nice. They're fine. Sure, I shouldn't. No, you shouldn't buy them. These are,
Well, and what's funny is like, so I'm going to go down to the appliance place. No, you're not. You call them and say, this is where we need them delivered. Send it. Right. Like, it's not, I want to pick out the scratch and dent. No, you don't. You just, hey, man, I need this and this and this. And they just send them. And it's funny. Here's where things get interesting with the engineer types. They want to run their portfolio on an Excel spreadsheet, but when they start buying, now there's all this emotional.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, I need to look at Consumer Reports for that dishwasher. I'm like, no, dude, no, it's a rent house.
Just put it in.
Just put it in.
Yep.
Move on. Isn't that hard?
You don't put microwaves above the range? No,
absolutely not.
No,
you see what?
Just put hoods in.
Yeah, dude, you're making this way harder than it needs to be.
So yeah, you're right. We have to break them. You have to just say, listen, we didn't touch the wall. It would have been another $1,500 if we had to basically take all this dry down and redo it. We didn't do it. This is it. This is what we're going to take.
Now, when you're flipping a house, when you're selling
completely different.
Now it makes sense.
Absolutely.
So here's what we're really doing. Half of your portfolio you're going to sell. That half is going to be flip grade. You're going to do a little rehab. It's not going to be a huge rehab. You're going to do a little rehab. Probably paint, probably going to repaint the cabinets, might even put in countertop. But truth be told, those countertops pretty much last. Right. And you can park a car on them, right? So you're going to do a little paint. You're going to do a little yard work. You might do some, taking down, putting different texture up, getting rid of the popcorn ceiling. So a minor rehab, but you're not going in there and just blowing the thing out, right? I mean, it just
that's
doesn't make any
that's the
sense.
thing, yeah, and we got a turn we're doing right now. Someone painted the walls black and red.
Oh, that's cute.
I'm like, oh, jeez. Like, what do we do? I'm like,
Got to paint them.
gotta paint it, man. Just hit it hard. Right?
Yeah. A lot of primer, a lot of
Yeah,
coats.
it's gonna be 2 coats of primer and put the crayon, right?
Yeah.
But so I look at Fast Track and I'm like, oh my god. So imagine if those renters, it's like this is why it's like, oh, I can't imagine. I'm pushing. These guys know me,
Yeah.
right? Like someone who just comes out and hires like Elijah and they don't know Elijah, like how patient he must be.
Oh, yeah. He's all right. So let's.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, the door is a little bit stuck. Okay, well just push harder. I mean, what do you want me to? What do you mean? I mean, this stuff happens. Have you ever had a door in your house that got a little stuck that you had to push a little bit harder? I mean, everyone does.
I'm living in my Airbnb right now, and I'm literally writing a list, and I'm not fixing anything.
Right.
I'm moving into my other house, and I'm sending the guys over there to get it all back and ready so we can flip it. But I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like you've got to treat these things like baseball cards.
Yes.
Like I am not attached to any of this stuff.
Not emotionally attached.
Not emotionally
make sure the safety is there. Make sure we give them something clean and safe to live in. We do that. Make sure it's at or above market, which we are. But we get into this crazy detail stuff. It just gets nuts.
Yeah. Nope. And your renter doesn't care.
Right.
I hope everyone understands that. Like your renter doesn't really care. So spending all this extra brain power on these rehabs, is it this design or is it that? Like, dude, it doesn't matter. Now, if you get into higher end corporate rentals, might make some sense, but those are much more expensive homes. But fully finished corporate rentals for expats, that's kind of a whole different deal. Those have to be a little bit higher level, but that's not the kind of stuff we're talking about here. We're talking about median rentals. We're talking about folks who are. My favorite renters are those folks who will eventually be first-time home buyers.
Right.
Like your house will be the last rent house they live in. So they typically treat them a little bit better.
They do. And that's one of the things we talk about in the Mastermind preview is that there's a new class of renters in this town, right? And it's those who are just saving for their deposit.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are really good now. It's that's how you didn't get the 1% in LA, but you got that type of tenant.
Yes.
That took exceptional care of your house.
Yeah.
Because they were auditioning for their house, right?
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure the landscaping was nice and neat and the touch-up paint was done. And, you're lucky. Once in a while, you'll get that call from your tenant that says, hey, is it okay if I put down new flooring in the house? You're like,
what?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Is it okay if I paint the trim on the house? Oh, yes, of course, absolutely.
What are you going to paint it?
All right. It's like, well, I just want to touch up, right? It's not looking good. And I've had it a couple of times, and my answer would be like, I'll buy the paint.
Yeah.
Send me the receipt for the paint if you want to do it. Yeah, I'll buy the paint. And my tenant took off. Then it was like, hey, can I put a new vanity in? I'm like, sure, go ahead. and so when I went to sell that house in New Jersey, there were a number of upgrades in the house already. Because I just had one of those tenants that were volunteering, auditioning for their next house.
Yeah, their next house. Yeah. That's too funny.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Hopefully you are going into or coming out of a great holiday weekend. This is Robert with the world-renowned Mr. Texas Real Estate. Jason Bible, my partner here. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Check out our website, mrtxre.com, mrtxre.com. MR is in Mr., TX is in Texas, RE is in realestate.com. All right, guys, thank you all so very, very much. We certainly appreciate you guys hanging out, checking us out every night. We know you've got other things to do with your time. Well, hopefully you do. And you spend some time with us either on the website, on YouTube, Facebook, or on the radio. Thanks, guys. What's up, man?